dun, 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 dun. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome. Seraphina's here, aka Sherry Collins, aka Infinity Source Code, quantum teacher, taught me all about quantum. Dun, dun, dun. So welcome. How are you doing?
Fantastic. It's so good to reconnect with you. It's been so long.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like this weave, right? We go like this, then we come back together. We're like,
Yeah, it feels like eons, but we were like literally just in Egypt.
right? That feels like 10 years ago. Isn't that insane?
It feels so long ago. I know. But then you step back, it's like, oh, but we did this in the boat. And it's like, wow. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But lots of change is happening as well through you, through me, through the collective, and all this stuff is evolving so quickly that, it's that individual inner journey.
Absolutely. It's evolving beautifully. And as I was just explaining to you before the show, that when I closed my eyes last night, so just so everyone knows, I've done quite a journey, and part of my healing experience was doing mushrooms, and I haven't done them for months. And then last night I closed my eyes. It was like a mild mushroom. And I was like, oh, these energies are coming in. Oh, okay. All right. What do you have to show me? Right. And I just accepted and allowed, right? Going through this experience. I'm like, who needs plant medicine when you just need to close your eyes and allow the energies that are already here to come in and support you in whatever way you need? So yeah, I got shown a few things. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Yep. I think that's the elevated omnipresence, right? And we can step into that state of consciousness and hold that our entire life forward. That's the omnipresence, really. That's the source creative consciousness.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to ask you, because I know that you've been doing some meditations on Sundays. Tell me more, because it sure as hell rained here last night. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah. So United for Humanity is something that was guided to me a while back. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. And all of a sudden I'm like, no, you need to start this now. So United for Humanity is something we do Saturday mornings at 10 on TikTok and YouTube. And what it is I'm kind of like leading the collective in how to create change. So right now there's forest fires up by you. There's Calgary, yes. Alberta. And a lot of people don't understand that your emotions affect the weather. Your emotions every day, the way you see outside your window, is basically of how you feel. And so teaching people how to understand how the collective immerses itself in that energy. And when we project, the forest fire, it just amplifies that energy. So I'm really just showing people how we can shift that conscious state into something more positive, how to live in that end result of the manifested change. Greg Braden talks about it all the time as well. And so it's teaching people how to step into that consciousness. And we've done it 2 weeks in a row. And both times it rained in Calgary, like the next day. And then a mutual friend of ours, Christy, messaged me and she's like, it rained here. And I'm like, so do you see how it's working, right? And it reassures people, like it gives you that confidence to be like, okay, I am on the right path doing this then. Right?
Absolutely.
And evolved. Like you'll see how you could change the skies right where you are, like just by manifesting blue skies instead of rain and clouds.
Absolutely. Oh, and there's and possibly this is exactly why. So there's this video going around that I'm being asked to share of putting vinegar and having it on a pot so it's hot and evaporating, that it will take away the chemtrails. And there's like 30 people that all try it and do it. And I'm like, half of it was the belief, guys, right? Or more than half, or most of it was the belief. Oh, this works. Look, everyone else did it. So when you get that confidence, so in a way, that was a really beautiful, confident boost for people.
Yeah. You can do that. You can do that with the copper wires as well, like the grounding rods with the what do they call it? I know what it's called, but you take copper and you wind it around a stick and you put it in the ground. If you put a crystal on the top, you could say, okay, this is to clear the skies so that it's what I need. And then you can ask for the rain when you need the rain. This kind of came about actually last summer. My girlfriend had said, it's supposed to rain all summer. The Farmer's Almanac said this. And I said, no, I said, you have that. I said, we're going to have a nice hot summer. It barely rained here. It was sunny the whole entire summer and my grass was still green. Yeah. And I'm like, do you see how we don't really need all that rain to give us the green? It's your intention of what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the belief. And I keep saying spring is so sprung and so abundant this year. And as I'm walking around, I keep saying it and admire. I'm like, keep going, guys, keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. It is hot here. It's like 30 degrees here today.
Oh, I'm jelly belly. It was quite cool here today.
Yeah. So it's just, thank you for turning that heat up. I love that heat. Thank you for that. Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are just starting to learn that. And I love that, especially in my group of collective people who are on TikTok and YouTube, they're starting to really start getting it. And they're like, I want to be a part of this change. I want to show up and I want to do this, because everyone's in that moment where it's like, we're rising together, but we need that purpose as a group. And it's like, okay, here's what we want to do. And now people are like, okay, what about homeless? And let's take care of that. Interesting. We did homeless on Sunday, and they just made an announcement that they were going to start to move people out of these tents. And I just sat there and went, oh my word.
Awesome.
So all of this consciousness that we hold within ourselves is pure magic. It is the alchemy of who we are.
Absolutely. It's a gift. And once you start exercising and you get a little hit, it's like playing an adventure game. You get a little hit. Oh, here's my next clue. Yeah, we did it. Okay, let's keep going. So absolutely. Beautiful. So you guys have your questions today if you want to put them in there. And the most important thing, as we do this, I always like to say, we can give you what we get intuitively. We can do quantum work on you and have our energy show your energy what it feels like to resonate this way. And then it's up to you to maintain it. So if you go back to doom and gloom and watching something, or you fall into a belief that isn't serving the highest, you will find that it drops you back down. So really what we want you guys to embrace is the fact you don't need to be on the healing hamster wheel. You don't need to keep excavating and pulling everything up from your childhood. You can just live your life, find joy, and work on things as they come up. Oh, interesting. I'm being shown that right now. What do I need to know about this? Seraphina? Yeah, add to that.
Yeah, I think as we move forward, it's truly about what do you want to be? What do you truly want to be in this moment for yourself? Because it just being in the moment, we start to step away from those things that don't resonate anymore, like television or news, or even certain things on YouTube as well. Like, what are you feeding your soul? And sometimes TikTok can be like, it starts off here and the trend just distorts everything. And what are you really tapping into for yourself when you're watching those things? So really start to come into your own conscious awareness. What is this providing me? What is it doing to uplift my soul to watch this? And then you'll start to realize that it's not just what you're watching, it's what you're listening to, and it's what you're reading, right? We talk about this in my soul school, is that people will write posts and you're reading that post, which means you're absorbing that energy in which they wrote it. So if they were pissed off and said, okay, I just want to create this today, you're receiving that energy from that post. So is it truly worth it to be outside of yourself? It's really coming in with oneness and harmony with inside of yourself. I don't watch a lot of TV. And so when I do, I just sit there and go, oh my gosh, like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, we were up in Whistler and got caught watching one of the Kung Fu Panda movies, which are super hilarious and full of good things, right? But there was commercials in between, and I kept muting it. Oh, listen, that I don't have. It's never in my house, and I was like, wow. I'm reminded how annoying commercials are, because it just right away I was like, nope, I'm in control. I've got the power. Yeah.
But interesting enough, going from that, I just took my daughter to see If on the weekend, so Imaginary Friend. And so the storylines of movies have actually changed. And you'll receive out of it what you need to, right? It teaches, okay, we can have these imaginary friends. And at the end, it's kind of like, what's this beautiful unfolding is that we don't have to leave the innocence of being children. We don't have to grow up. We don't have to pretend like the job is more important than our family and having fun, right? So the message is what is being brought forward. What's your message? I think that's a great thing to understand for yourself. What's your message on a daily basis? Are you sitting in your story, or are you going to move forward?
Yeah, absolutely.
And doesn't that bring us into what we actually wanted to talk about a little bit?
Completely. Lead away.
Yeah. So, as we go through this spiritual journey, sometimes, we end up in cycles and patterns that make us spin. And it's the healing cycle that we sit in and spin. I need to keep chasing this. I need to keep chasing what's not working. I need to pretend like me chasing after this is actually making a difference when it's actually not. So starting to stop those patterns for yourself, starting to really recognize, that intuitiveness that says, I need to do this or I don't, right? Because I think we both came to that kind of a little bit of a conclusion for ourselves where it was like, I don't feel like I need to do the plant medicine anymore. I feel like I'm really good. And we can get all excited and be like, oh, yes, I want to go chase the ayahuasca. And oh, I want to go over here and do this. And all of a sudden it's like, well, hold on a second, just breathe. Do I really need to do that? What am I trying to achieve from that? And sometimes what happens is that we can ask for those things to show up in front of us so that we can see it. And that will take us on a journey of not necessarily looping, but show me the full spectrum of this, full circle, so that I understand each component. If you look at it as like a dial and a clock, I'm going to start at 12 and work my way around. And what will happen is the universe will keep giving you those things until that's completed, from 12 to 12. And so you're not spinning, but you're allowing yourself to go down a hole that says, okay, why is this showing up? And why do I need to understand this? And why is this relevant? And I did it with Christianity. A lot of people were like, oh, this woo-woo stuff. And then there's the spiritual Christianity over here. And I did the whole loop with God. I was like, okay, here's this and here's this. And for me, it ended on Easter weekend. They said, go to church. And I'm like, what? Like, go to church. I'm like, They're like, you wanted to see it all, so go. So I literally went, sat in a pew, and I'm sitting there awkward because you're the new person. And they're like, oh, hi, you're new. And I'm like, not really. I'm just me. But it's no different than the outside world. They still come and gossip together on Sunday. I haven't seen you all week. Oh my gosh, what's new? And you still got the people who walk in with the canes. You got the people in the wheelchair. And the overall thing, the message, even from the person who was speaking that day, was you're attracting your pain. You're not willing to let go of your pain. And I just sat there and went, oh, thank you for that lesson. I got up and walked out. I was like, 15 minutes, we're all good. They're like, you want to go back? I'm like, no, no, I don't need that component to understand my journey forward. My journey is whatever you're asking me to do. You are in the highest of light. You are my guidance system. Show me. Be the light. Be the beacon.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny you talk about, do you really need to do that thing, right? For me, there was a few times it was like, oh, I don't need to go there anymore. Because once you have it in your awareness and your subconscious runs you through it, it's like you get everything you needed from it. And then you come back, you're like, oh, that's done, which is kind of cool, right? Makes it hard to make concrete decisions planning sometimes, but we just plan about 3 months out, and that's about all we can do at the moment, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think as you navigate that, the next time you may want to go do that, is it for you or for somebody else that you're showing up for? Right. So it ends up in a different way. Right. So we go through it, we experience it. We showed up for ourselves in that moment to do it. I still remember Egypt. It was like this amazing unfolding experience, moment to moment, whether it was plant medicine or going somewhere and doing something. Everyone else had a different perspective for themselves of what they wanted out of that. But at the end of the day, it was like, do I now need to go back? No. That journey, if I need to go and show up for somebody else to go do that journey, I'll be there. Because it's for you. Now I know what I need to step forward and help you do. And so that's what it was kind of like. I had been there already before. And it's like, okay, let's go into the King's Chamber and land and do this and do this. And all these things unfolded exactly how they were meant to. And it was so beautiful.
Absolutely.
But it's knowing when to stop as well. When the like, no, it will put things in your way to say, no, are you paying attention? I think that's part of this journey is, are you paying attention?
Absolutely. Are you slowing down enough to be able to hear the whispers and see the signs? Quite often we're chasing so much outside of us that we can't slow down. I have never been as still as I've been in the past few years. And even girlfriends are like, we'll go, my girlfriend's like, oh, I never see you relax somebody. I'm like, I haven't moved all day. I'm right here. I'm not moving all day. Right. Or you go do something fun, but I'm able to just bring myself to myself and go, okay, guide me, show me, and just be in that observer mode. It's such a beautiful mode to be in. And then being open to whatever comes through. Same with trips like Vedette Lake. So we've got Vedette Lake coming up in June, another one in July. And we've got, and that's the Vortex. Did a guided meditation for that one, and that was really fun. Not unlike you were doing some of that work ahead of Egypt. So I'm fully getting that at this point because you had already been there, you already knew. And I was like, oh, now I get that, right? So super beautiful. And then we're going to go over the island to Qualicum Beach because Qualicum Beach is super beautiful. And there's somebody there that's built an earth ship house, which means it's off grid. So what do you want? We're calling this one, will be about the 5D, and that it's a consciousness. It's a state of being. Yeah. It's not another planet waiting for the escalator to take us over there. It's a choice you make here and here.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the unfolding of this journey. As we step forward, it's like, what can you continue to let go of? Because you're not going to see everything on the exterior. They're not going to show you everything, oh, this is collapsing. Well, it's still standing if you actually look at it. So by just letting go of this construct on the outside and just stepping one moment at a time in the now moment, your life will completely change. Even since we've been home from Egypt. Well, I got home in October. You came home quite later. Yeah. And literally, like, everything was like, I'm like, okay, what's my purpose now? Like, you literally halted everything until April. I'm like, what am I doing? They're like, are you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. Just let's go. So very slowly, it's like, here you go. And I'm like, thank you. It's just allowing me to show up.
Yeah.
For myself first.
Right? Yeah. And sometimes being in that patience and waiting, so much is going on internally often that we're not even aware of fully until after the fact it happens. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into answering some questions because that's really why we have an audience today. So go ahead and type in your questions or what ails you today, or maybe a past loved one. Angela's asking, will taking Reiki level 1 help trigger my memories? A seer recommended that I do.
I'm just going to state this from my own experience. Yeah. Don't do something because somebody else told you to. Do it because you're guided to do it. Whatever needs to come forward for you from that, you'll receive. If you put too many expectations on it and are like, okay, my friend told me I have to go do this, you're now doing it for the friend instead of yourself. And as for your gifts opening up, for some people it does. For some people, again, there's a part of people that hold it back because they're afraid. So I would say just let all of that construct go for a second and just say, if this is where I'm guided to go, show me like a 333. And now you have that confirmation from your guides that this is right. And then to say, show me the money to take the class. So if it all lines up, it's meant to be. I know my girlfriend told me to go take this stuff, 3 times. And I brushed her off because I didn't know what the heck it was. And then I finally did it on my own terms. And then it all worked out. But everyone's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And asking for her memories to be triggered. So there's another comment she's made. She just made it over from, there we go. Ironically, the subject of my dreams has been what I experienced in 2012. I'm experiencing a hurry and wait type of anxiety as of late, past couple of weeks. A lot of energy going on. Did you ask if it was yours? I'm finding a lot of people with that one as well. So if we're getting your own answers, body dosing, pendulum dosing, rod dosing, so that you know your answers for yourself. I always recommend those. And then the signs, absolutely. I always say, show me the money if I'm supposed to do that, right? Guide me. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't, unless you give me the money, I'm not buying it. So if the money doesn't show up, say, you know what, if this isn't the right time, show me when that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can push against it.
Yeah. Any comments about 2012 for her? That was a big. It looks
like you went. Yeah, you went through an awakening process. I feel like you awakened and then you kind of closed yourself down just a little bit. So you're kind of going through that again. This hurry up and wait is almost like you're still in the 2012. So allow yourself to catch up. Say, okay, I've awakened. Show me what's next for me. Ask your guides to show you what's next instead of trying to chase after I need to do this, this, or this, or this, or something from the past.
Absolutely. Awesome. We're not seeing a ton of you guys. Oh, we got one. Truel over on Rumble. I felt guided to move from Clearwater Beach to Arizona. I have no clue why. Any messages?
I feel like you're going to dive into a little bit of heart space stuff. Go up to where were we at?
Sedona?
Yeah, where were we? We were at John's house there, but
Bell's Rock?
Yeah, so from there, if you look at the horizon, I'm going to go from what, like standing at my friend's thing is, I can send you a picture of it too. There's these two pieces of rock there. And as you go up this pathway, he's confirmed that there is a pathway there. When you go up this pathway, there's a tree about 3/4 of the way up. It's on the right side as you're walking up. You almost need to go to that tree. It's quite a miraculous tree that nobody tends to want to sit by. You need to go sit there. There's a heart opening that's coming in for you. It's actually going to shake you up a little bit. I feel like you're also going to remember your lifetime with Jesus, and that's going to help move and shift things out of this crown. You've got some stuck energy in here from that time frame, which most people that I meet do. It's the suppression, right? I trust, but I don't. You're real, but you're not. Do I help? I can't. So it's this imbalance. I feel like part of this too is you want to be selected as a disciple to apostle, and you weren't selected. It feels like it's drawn out. So you waited in anticipation, but nothing came. And I feel like you were a young boy. You hold it a little bit in your gut as well. So you can start clearing out some of that just by sitting. I actually don't see you staying in Sedona either. I give you 3 to 5 years, and I feel like you'll be moving. This is just for you to take that leap of faith to see if you're going to, step in for yourself. But definitely I actually see you speaking at an event as well.
Beautiful. And she says, oh, geez, so on point.
Yeah. Beautiful. Get that stuff cleared from even our mutual friend, John. Like when I first met him, I didn't know him. And he walked right beside Jesus, and he was furious, like so angry in this lifetime. And I'm like, you're pissed off all the time. He goes, I am. I said, you're full of rage. He goes, I am. I said, well, this is why. And he goes, that makes sense. And we cleared it. And he's calm as a freaking cucumber. He like goes on walkabouts now. He's just like, and I'm like, you're not the same person. He goes, I don't feel like the same person. Like even stuff in his life, he's just like, okay. Right? Just like, okay. So make sure you clear that stuff. That'll be really, really important for you to get that stuff cleared. If you can tap into your Akashic, do that. If not, book a session and get that cleared out. You'll find that relaxingness come forward for yourself, like that peace and harmony. You need that.
Yeah.
But
was that Cathedral Rock? Was that Cathedral Rock, or was that by John's place?
Yeah, by John's. Looking off the balcony of John's backyard, there's like these two rocks on this side, and the other big one was on here.
Okay. No, this is in a residential area. So if you want to message one of us, then we'll get you that picture. Perfect.
It's outside of the residential though. It's the same tree he has to go sit at. He still hasn't done it in 6 months. He still needs to go sit there. There's something about this tree. Go read Unveiled Mysteries. Same idea, right? He walks you through the omnipresence of Saint Germain. That omnipresence is the conscious state of God. So once you hit that state of God, now everything materializes and unfolds, right? So if you read that book, it'll help you kind of understand some of that journey as well.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Hello, Michelle. Hello, everyone. We're really grateful you're here. Make sure you give a thumbs up, share it out if you choose. We really appreciate it. And hello, Carrie. How are you? Champs on here. Beautiful. Good to see you. It's been a while. All right. Victoria Owens. Any messages for me from my guides or higher self?
I'm getting that you hold back a lot. I'd love for you just to say whatever it is you mean. And I feel like you'll be soft-spoken until you don't need to be. So I feel like there's some part of you that needs to express that. You were a geisha girl in a past life too. I see all the white makeup and this ornate makeup and the red outfit. That doesn't always mean that you're happy. So it's like you suppress part of yourself. Let yourself express it outward. Go walk in the woods and just Swear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, it's one of those things too, and we were talking about it today, how the ego wants to keep you safe, and the subconscious as well, and it only knows you. So it doesn't know anyone else. It doesn't really care about anybody else. And so when we're afraid to do something new and different, when that fear comes up, rather than suppressing it and going, "Oh, I'm not comfortable enough to do that," I always just say, "I'm nervous-sighted. Let's do it." Right? And once you start to break past that initial fear, you'll realize it's so easy to break through it. And so do it in baby steps, because little steps add up to a lot over time. Absolutely. Good luck.
The higher
Sorry,
self is
don't need
just
any luck. Speak.
the higher self is just you as well. So that conversation, you sit in your head and go, "Oh, I'm not good enough for that." Da, 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 da. It's all just your higher self. This is you talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Just always tell yourself you're amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Patty. I'm on a 3-month leave of absence from a daycare. Is there a career change with me or more land-based teachings for children?
Just run. Don't go back. Just run.
She knows. She knows.
I feel like you're going to create like a your guys are McChatties. Holy cow. Yeah. I feel like you're going to create a program for kids online, and then you'll launch it where you are, and it'll go worldwide. You gotta sit down and create it first. Use your experiences from in the daycare of what works and what doesn't with all children. Create 2 different programs.
I actually can already see you with kids outside creating an outdoor program. There's going to be many parents no longer wanting their children in the system. And so offering that opportunity and finding someone to work alongside you to support that. Patty, if you're okay, I'd like to ask about your some of the voices and the snow. And that's all I'll say until you say okay. All right.
For that lady.
Patty, yep.
Yeah. So what I see is you can approach Montessori schools, create the basics of the program, and then put it into Montessori schools, and they'll pay you commission.
And yeah, even at rec centers, right? Like there's so many opportunities now. And there's a lot of homeschooling places. They're not widely known, but they're coming out quite strong. Larry Moore, any messages for my highest good and anywhere I should go? Inward.
I still get the plant medicine for you, and I still get Panama. So go for a vacation. I think it'll be a step in the right direction. You'll see yourself in a different light over there, right? You let this stuff just sit all by itself and just go find a doggy daycare for your dog and just go by yourself. Or I see you 2 weeks abroad. So go take that leap of faith and just experience it. It's not expensive over there.
No, not at all. Absolutely. Cynthia, we call her Cindy. Any messages for me about starting dialysis Friday? Just got heart catheter today. I'm in a shelter, not sure what to do from here. Applying for disability in June.
Yeah, I just keep getting there's a relationship from the start that needs healing, and then this stuff will clear itself up. You're holding on to guilt. There's some guilt and fear sitting in your heart.
Is it past life?
It all leads into this life anyways.
Yeah, fair.
So we'll just do the healing on that.
And as she does that, I'm just copying, posting, and checking more messages, guys, as I facilitate this. Yes, Rebecca, absolutely. For sure you were.
Yeah, a lot of us have had lifetimes as geisha girls and all that stuff. Absolutely. See lots of stuff from China. Even though we're all like, no, Yeah, you've all had lifetimes there, whether you're a warrior or the geisha or the children. Yeah, I see it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so you guys know, on Rumble, I am copying and pasting over. But if you want to stay part of the main conversation, that doesn't transfer over, but we are over on YouTube. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Sienna's actually asking for a message, so we'll get to her. All right. For Rebecca, what is there I need to release more? Oh, this girl's got no fear, so I know it's not that.
There's doubt, though.
You
got doubt. I don't think it's massive. I just got stopped chasing. You're chasing something, feeling like you're not good enough. So you might be fearless, but you're suppressing everything else, going, I'm good. And I'll share. This actually came up last night with a girlfriend of mine, and she is a beautiful human being. I love her to pieces. She just puts on this outfit of I'm kick-ass. I'll show you who's boss. And I'm like, and what's underneath that? This little unknown girl. You're kind of doing the same thing with this. I'm fearless. That's great. I can still see all the other stuff underneath that you buried because you don't want anyone to know that part of you. So get to know that part of yourself. Because when you mix that with the fearless, you're unstoppable.
Absolutely. So dig into your inner child authenticity.
Yeah. But get to a point where you can stop chasing this need to find something.
Mm-hmm. And Krista, will my living situation pan out in my favor? Yes, please. And thank you. Grateful.
Don't see it as anything other than it's worked out.
And keep visualizing that. Oops. And there's Michelle. Tanja and Cherry. Sienna, my teen, would like to know if there's any messages for her today. I have a personal message. Your cat wants more of your attention.
I feel like there's this little bit of a wall or a window. It's like there's a little bit of a fear of being seen. I feel like you're really talented, but it's like, can I really truly make a go at this, or can people actually see that part of me? When I tapped into you first, it's like this dropping feeling came in until about the higher gut, so your diaphragm and stuff like that. So it's almost like this opportunity to show yourself just how amazing you are inside and out to the entire world, and not worry about what you feel something or someone might say. There's a little bit of an insecurity there, of putting yourself out there. I also see you creating a book. There's like an illustration book I see with your name on it. And lots of people are going to buy it, so get on it.
Right. And I always say, somebody else's opinion of me is none of my business. Yeah. And other people's reactions to what I do, that's not on me either, unless you're hurting somebody. But really, to be able to step into that and be free. And it is very normal at your age to feel like you don't want to express and be seen. But it is one of the most beautiful things about bringing more joy into your life. Absolutely.
I don't know if this is something you've considered, but I actually see a ring, like not too far in the future. It's okay, Michelle. I see a ring coming in, and you're going to question, because I feel like you do this a lot, on, off, on, off, on, off. Just let the universe show you how good it can get. It feels like it comes in pretty quick.
Was that message for Michelle or Sienna?
Sienna.
Do you know how young Sienna is?
I do.
She's a beautiful, mature soul.
She is. Yep.
Yep.
A little shy, a little bit on the shy side, pulls back in reserve. A little bit like mom as well. For Michelle, I actually see you with a partner, not too far yet.
Beautiful. Victoria's asking, does that mean I was a Hoover? And I was like, Hoover. And then it's like, no, hooker.
Hooker. Well, we all were that too.
Right?
You got to play every role.
Right? We've all played every role. Yeah.
there's certain roles we'll tend to gravitate to. Like if we're given a choice, like even I know this because I've done it for myself, but I will choose the roles where it's like I'm the teacher or the leader, or, you know, give me that, I want that instead. And I'll always choose that over like poverty. Like I basically had 1 or 2 lifetimes where I was poor, but I've also had a lot of lifetimes where I was like assassinated and killed for my wealth. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're slowly catching up here. There we go. Angie, I question if I'm on the right path. My anxiety is off the charts. I'm always exhausted. Any suggestions to help me deal with it all?
Yeah, breathe.
Right?
Stop, breathe, and think.
If you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, but you breathe in for 4 and then out for 6, it automatically calms your vagus nerve. And then the next thing I always say, ask if it's yours and dose it, body dose it, or use a pendulum. If it's not yours and you're out in public, you're likely very sensitive, probably a good healer. No, definitely a healer. But part of this is that you're picking up everybody else's stuff, and therefore your gift is now right now to work on you and figure this part out, because when you do, you're going to turn around and help others that are going through a similar thing.
Yeah, anxiety is also trying to comprehend too many things in your brain all at once. So 50 million things, and find the right compartment for it and the right time for it. So if you just stop, breathe, and think, and just ask yourself, okay, what triggered that? What is it trying to show me? What do I need to do? You'll reconfigure all of this to one thing, because one thing will stir the pot of everything, right? You'll be good, and then you'll be like, oh, but I forgot to do that. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do that, but then I didn't do this, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, yeah. So if you just stop, breathe, and think, and then just ask yourself some questions and take some good deep breaths, hold for 3, in, hold, relax. And now you'll start to calm the body down, where you can actually make a perfect thought for yourself as to why. And I find that tends to work for a lot of people. And
whenever, I always find a little active meditation. So if I got too much going on, because I'm running several businesses, I'll be like, stop, drop, me. So stop, like roll is stop, drop, me, my turn. And I'll just leave the phone, leave the computer, get outside, and just take a break for me and go, all right, what's going on here? What do I need to clear? What's happening? Yeah. This morning was one of those moments, because there was like my phone blowing up. It was 7 a.m. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, so-and-so's sick, and so-and-so this, and I need this, and I want that. And I'm like, all right, you guys, you're acting like children. All right, let's take this one at a time. Then as soon as I was done, I just went outside to ground it and reset it. So yeah, nature always nurtures. Okay, Patty's given me permission. So Patty has something called snow. So when she closes her eyes, she sees snow. And in her mind, quite often, because she was at the last vedette, there's a voice that's not so nice in her head.
So just so I can clarify, like snow, like on the TV?
Yeah.
Or like, okay.
But she sees it with her eyes open. Sees it with her eyes open. So sometimes things are just snow. And I keep saying that's a gift, because you're starting to see through the veil.
I'm like, sure. And then I'm like,
and what are you getting?
Yeah, there's something going on in the optic nerve, but then also in the hub center in the brain.
Okay.
It almost feels distorted in there. Almost like, I'm just going to give you an example, just so it makes sense coming out. Don't freak out. It's almost like everything up here is twisted. And so it's like you're trying to tune into the radio station and you're getting just the static and the fuzz. There's a disconnect between your hub station and the optic nerves trying to bring forward like the picture image. And then if I come right into like, I don't even want to use correct terminology. They're just saying, no, there's something going on with this level point in the center of the eye. I think that's the retina. Right in the center of the eye, it just feels out of balance and out of level. So what's happening is the communication between here and here isn't meeting properly. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense, actually. because I know enough of her history as to why that would be occurring. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're showing me she was hurt in a past life as well. It looks like she was hit with a baseball bat, and it's right down the center of the head. It wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
It looks like an injury from baseball. It's like by accident. And so it comes right down the center point. And in that past life, you broke your skull and it incaved right in that same spot where you're experiencing this contorted.
Okay. So Patty, next time we connect, I'll do a little work on that with you and give you some tools to work through that as well. All right. Larry says, thank you. Oh, Nadine, I'll come back to you. My apologies. Chris, how can I receive advice from one of my past lives to help me in my current life? Do you or Tanya sense any messages for me?
You're living your past life now, though. Just so you know, we're all living our past lives right now. Anything we didn't complete or finish over there, you're doing here, not all of it at once. So anything that you get in this moment is still from the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say the biggest advice is live in the moment. Feels like you're scattered all over the place.
Carving out some time for your self-love. Even though things are going on for me, I need time for me too. Right?
I feel like there's something around woodworking for you as well that keeps keeps you like in calmness and oneness, even if it's whittling or making. They're showing me you made flutes in a past life. So go back into a little bit of woodworking. It doesn't matter what it is. Just try something and see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And this could be for everyone, actually, because most men relieve pressure and stress from watching a game, mowing the lawn, doing something right? Like these are the types of things that give them a task that they put that energy into, right? Woodworking.
I will pay someone to do that.
Right? But it actually assists them, whereas women need more nurturing, self-care, calm, attention, and maybe you're a combination of both, because quite often I need to walk outside myself. So it just depends, but absolutely. What are you working on, Sherry?
I'm working on Patty's head there.
Awesome. I wanted Patty to hear that because I knew that. I just wanted her to hear it.
She said in this life she was hit by a ball.
Uh-huh.
So it makes sense.
Absolutely. Oops, I promised I'd go back up to Nadine. There we go.
Do you feel like when you were like 11, 12, your entire world changed? Like people started to question like your attitude and all that stuff? Like you're not the same person anymore? Do you feel like you changed? And I know people say puberty, but it's not that. Do you feel like a lot of stuff shifted? I feel like you're walking. Yeah, I see you doing a podcast.
Beautiful.
You need to pick your feet out of the cement you've placed yourself in from this being you're definitely a walk-in. I can see it 100%. Your name was Liliana. You have you're definitely Palladian. Long white hair, blue eyes, pale skin, like 6'4". Yeah, I see you in this white gown with like fur. Yeah, you need to definitely do a podcast. You need to start tapping into that aspect of yourself, the Palladian aspect, but you don't have to ask for the Palladian. Just say, this aspect of myself, please just come in. Let it merge into you so that you can remember, because you don't remember. So it's almost like I did it with Archangel Seraphina. It's like her essence stepped inside of me, which is the version of myself, and then she left. So you'll just bring that essence forward to stand in front of you or communicate with you. And that's who you actually are. You're just going to look at a mirror image of yourself and ask what you're here to do. I see the podcast. You're here to teach people, not necessarily frequency, but like a higher dimensional self coming in. I have a girl, her name is Kamimi, and she's actually from another dimension. She's not me, but she stands in front of me and I can pull energy from her dimension through her stomach and give it to people and they can feel it. You can already do that. You just haven't tapped into it yet. So you're going to teach people how to bring that essence from that dimensional level back into themselves here. You're going to create a course, a podcast, You'll be successful. I don't feel like it's like trillions of dollars, but I feel like you'll be very well off.
Yeah. So she doesn't remember her childhood, which makes sense if she's a walk-in. Can we just explain to everyone what a walk-in is?
Yeah. A walk-in is where your soul says, I'm done. I don't want to stay for this whole entire journey because it's shit. And then you trade places with somebody else. Yeah. Morena Jacoby's a walk-in. There's quite a few, actually. I just met a 10-year-old girl and her mom confirmed, 5 years old, completely different child. I've had the pleasure to know one. She didn't remember anything of her childhood, and her mom said she had turned into a monster. And I'm like, that's because she's not your daughter. So you'll have like total shifts and changes in yourself, but it's not you. Your soul went back to source to come back again. So in your contract, you actually had it says, I'll be here till I'm 5, and then my soul leaves, a new one comes in. So something will happen that's quite tragic or something life-altering, which gives that soul time to come in as yours comes out. Usually you don't remember your childhood. You don't remember anything about your past life. None of it, because it's not you anymore. What you liked before, you'll won't like anymore. You're a completely different person.
Absolutely. Beautiful. And that's why you won't remember being 12 so much. And I'm finding too, as we go through this journey, in order to make room to expand and tap in further, like people ask me about stuff from when I was like a teenager, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember that either. They'll be telling stories and I'm like, oh, was I there? And to me, it's irrelevant. It's the past. And I feel like, once you start doing this and you clear what, you're just like, no, let it all go, because only this moment matters right now. That's all that matters.
Yeah, Master Creation's really done that for a lot of people too. Like they're not angry anymore. They've let go of their childhood. And I'm just seeing miraculous shifts. Even myself, like I procrastinated like no tomorrow, cleared one little tiny thing from when I was 10 and my entire life changed. I was like, holy crap. Didn't even know it was there. Didn't even relate it to that. And it was like completely a massive big shift. So yeah, you learn to stop living in the past and referencing the stories from the past. Like I'll use certain things from my own life as an example for people. And I'm sure you do it as well, because those are the things that most people have gone through, like molest or rape or, mental, physical, emotional stuff. So people can relate, but they want to see that there's a way out. They want to see that there is a lighter side to that. So, those references, but honestly, like when you start to forget those, it doesn't become relevant. It's not that you forget, but it's not relevant anymore. You can't go and grasp onto it and be like, okay, well, here's the story again. It's just not there. And that's what we're here to do. You're elevating your consciousness so high that is just the past. And the moment you live in the moment, that's the Christ consciousness. We're stepping into the conscious alignment to the Christ consciousness, because you are source. You are God. You are the creator of everything that you set forth for yourself. So you're anchored in here. You can say God is up here. It's whatever you choose. It's closing that gap. It's allowing you to integrate yourself to God.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is Carmela, Cured by Cannabis. Any messages for me? I'm finding it hard to ask the right questions here. Don't know why I feel what I feel right now. So you're probably feeling the energy, because the energy is high when we're together.
Yeah, I'm just getting like a whole bunch of mixed stuff. It's like, wow, this is fascinating, but I don't know what to ask because I don't know. Yeah.
So Carmela was cured by many things. So it's cannabis, but there's no THC in it. And there's a beautiful fellow that we did a show with, Bill, that has created this. So he does different combinations for people to help to heal the body. So for those looking externally versus energetically for healing and finding that, it completely cured her. She was given a life sentence and part of her colon taken out. So she's got a beautiful story. And sharing your story, just remember, what would you like your future to look like? Can you write about that? Because I know you constantly sharing how you were cured by this. Great. That's a story. And as we were just saying, but you want to create what would you like to be doing now? How would you like to live now that you know you don't have to suffer anymore in this pain? What can you do for yourself?
So I see you writing a book, and I also see you doing talks. So start getting yourself comfortable in front of the camera. You need to start telling that story. A lot of people are so afraid to speak up and say, oh, this, that, or the other thing. You can't be afraid to speak up about any of it. You have to tell your story. So many people are in a similar boat or looking for that next great thing. Everyone's got a different pathway in which they're going to find that one thing or the one resonance or the one person that's going to work with them in that frequency. It's all basically you. Part of this journey is learning how to do it for yourself, right? Whether it's reaching out and taking quantum or reaching out and learning this aspect that needs to be brought forward. That's all you did. You matched the frequency of what you needed in that moment to create that. So people need to be able to hear your story, but also now here's what I'm doing in my life, right? It's okay to give that synopsis, that brief rundown. Now I'm doing this, and here's how I'm going to help you change. And here's the messaging, and here's the. So you have to become the advocate for that, because it feels like this energy is pooling inside your solar plexus area, but it's the whole band across there. And that's the giddy up and go. It's like, okay, let's go. I need to do this. What do I need to do though? So it's starting to put these things in place. Start reaching out to places for addictions. Start reaching out to people. Hey, we have a solution. Do you want to try this? Right. And it's being able to put that forward. Right.
Absolutely. And also, I know that you're working on the Rumble. Try and get some of it onto YouTube and see what happens. Yeah. Thanks, Carmela. Rebecca, I feel this intense new energy coming in. He's just around the corner. Haven't met him yet, but I feel he's near. I feel I still need to release the last piece to allow that new energy to come in. Let it go.
So I agree. He is coming in. Part of it is, can you be okay right now just to surrender and say, I got me?
Mm-hmm.
I got me. Because what happened was 2012, 2020, 2019, what happened was Source literally took all relationships that sucked and went, let's do a shakeup. So you were having babies, or you were in the shakeup that says, okay, I can no longer do this with this person. I need to move on. And what's happening now is some of us who've been single for a while, it's now we're in that frequency of those people who weren't matching over there. They're now matching with us because we've all raised our vibration to match each other in that moment. And what's happening is that we're sitting in anticipation, and we've let go of certain things where it's like, I know he's coming. I know he's coming. I know he's coming. We know he's coming. There's this piece of, I got me. And just be okay with you in the moment. Go to a movie by yourself. Go out to dinner. And just allow the universe to navigate you to wherever you need to be in whatever moment. Because when it starts to get really close, you'll start to get dates and numbers. Call in this. I actually just did this the other day. Say, okay, I know he's close, but show me. Show me just how close he is. Or say, please show me the love of my life now, and now surrender. And just let it be. Because when it's still in your mind, you're still chasing, right? Listen to the information that feeds back to you. I got the 28th, and I'm like, the 28th of what? They're like, you got this. I went in the light on the 20th. They're like, 8 days. I'm like, cool. And now I just have to let it go. I can't sit there going, okay. Oh my gosh, the 28th though. Thank you. Right? I appreciate that. Off to the gym. And then admire the men in the shorts. Right? It's like, I'm still living. I'm still moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. I look forward to hearing what happens on the 28th.
Well, it's interesting because 3 years ago, I literally told my friend, I said, I'm going to have a meeting with a gentleman. He's going to come. I don't have a lot of meetings with gentlemen on my Zoom for healings and readings. And this gentleman that I'm working with, who's helping me out, he goes, you need to contact this person to create your company stuff. I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden, he messaged me, I need to have a reading with you. Anyway, he's like, yeah, the galactic's this. And I'm like, oh, I saw this 3 years ago. And so I'm like, it doesn't have to be him, but I'm like, oh, this. And they're like, no, that's the day after. And I'm like, oh, isn't that cool? Yeah. But there's a connection there as to this from 3 years ago. I just sat there and went, yeah. But just be in the moment of being curious. Show me how good this can get.
Yeah, absolutely. Katrina's asking, a program for kids online would be amazing. Am I on the right path with energy work and holistic nutrition? Of course you are. Eventually you'll be teaching. Absolutely.
Yeah, this has to go bigger. There's something around intuition stuff as well. Don't doubt yourself. Just allow the universe to give you the answers that you don't know. So if they say turmeric, just say it to them. The client will know. So it's trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, trusting every aspect that flows through your brain and out your mouth. Because sometimes there's no filter and it's just like, "Bleh!" And you're like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. JM Breakthrough. I've never asked, but is there any message for me? It's a good name. Breakthrough. Always breaking through. Break through it.
You have a really strong grandfather figure that stands around you. He's like, you need to speak from your heart and from your true voice. I feel like don't filter yourself to serve other people. Like when I say filter, it's not swearing. To me, swear if you want to. The filter is, I feel like some people tend to hold back the words they actually want to say for fear of hurting somebody else. He's like, you just need to express it with kindness. So we can say all the same things of, yeah, I don't like that, or I hate this, or whatever. It just come from kindness, he says. He's very strong beside you, very much like he's a very humble man, very gentle soul, but he feels like he's humongous. Like he has this massive presence. So you could tap into him a little bit more and just ask him to give you the guidance on a daily basis. Show me this that I need. Show me this and guide me. I don't know if you're going to understand this, but he's part of the galactic Starfleet. So which means he's like, he oversees where all the ships move through certain dimensional spaces. So he has that knowledge and wisdom already that he can pass to you if you're ready to receive it. He's like, oh gosh, don't overwhelm her, but or don't overwhelm them. So just don't go into it. I feel you heating up already. just take it one moment by one moment, right? And just ask those questions. Okay, show me what it is you did. Show me what it is you do over there.
Perfect. Krista, when will I get a vehicle and what's next for me? A vehicle. Sorry, couldn't help it.
It feels like there's going to be a vehicle coming around September. It just looks like a small car. It doesn't look massive. I don't think you need a big car. No. There's a fear of like, how do I pay for all this stuff once I get it? So just be mindful of what it is you truly want. Make a list out for yourself and just stick to it. Sit in your living room like you're driving the car of your dreams and ask for it to be this amount of money. So get all that stuff. Get your ducks in a row. get your ducks in a row. If it feels like you don't know what you want, really.
It's okay to dream about what you want, guys, and explore. And how does this make me feel? And go watch a show, go into that workspace, go check it out. Like whatever you're desiring as much as you can. Your body does not know the difference between reality, a movie, or your imagination. So if you can imagine it, you can have it.
Yeah, I just heard sex magic, so get in on that. Go tap into that for yourself, the sex magic, and really start implementing that. You did it in a past life too. You were like a tantra teacher. You did like the whole sex magic with tantra. So yeah, you already know how to do it. Just tap in.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. There's Shelly. Hello, Shelly.
Yeah, I feel like you need to get going on your own business, love. It feels like it gets pushed back. Pull it right up. You got some stuff going on in the lower right gut from that. You keep pushing it back. Step right in. Open up your calendar anytime you can. Let the universe show you how good it can get working for yourself. I feel like this job's got to go.
Side hustle and let go of the fear of failure. Just because you feel you failed, you did not. You learned so much. You've got this. Yeah, we can see you. Yeah.
I see the other man coming in too. What? No. Yes. It's starting to really get clear for yourself. What does the next 4 months look like for me? and start creating that change. You need it now.
Little steps each day, 5, 10, 15, 20, half an hour. I bet you once you start working on it, you're going to go, oh, this is fun. And as soon as it's fun, joyful and easy and playful, it doesn't feel like work. And oh, this would be way better than going to a job.
Yeah, I see working for yourself only.
Yeah. Carrie, any chance you can ask why I have money blocks?
Yeah, you got a grandmother who basically screwed you over, the whole line of you, with money. Yeah, it's like she was greedy. She's like, sorry. And then she walked away. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I just want to tap into your Akashic for a second because there's some stuff showing up there too. So you had a past life with your grandmother. She did the same thing. Greedy, 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 greedy. It's almost like you're holding this poor umbrella over your head. It's like, I only have this. I can't have more. Let's just shift that. Let's heal grandma. I was going to say, I have to watch how I word it because I want you to get it the first time. Don't choose things that are not really in your alignment. Don't buy crap you don't need, right? Like there's a difference between, hold on, I need this for work, and hold on, I need 12 of those, and I need the matching pink bag, and I need this over here, and I need the cup of coffee from Starbucks. Stop. Really sit down and get straight with yourself on what you want. Learn to live in the end result of everything that you want. So instead of looking at it as I'm poor, look at it as I'm filthy freaking rich, and I don't know what to do with all this money. And let the universe show you that. Because when we live in the moment that it's already happened, here, I'll just do this. And my guys are like, if this is what you want for the future, let's say this future is $10,000. If that's in the future, you can't have it until it's now. You're not going to jump over there and go grab it and say, okay, it's mine. But that's still now. So if you look at it as though, thank you for the $10,000. I love this. The universe will do whatever it takes to line it up for you. So it's almost like you just need to shift that little piece of lack and poverty into I have abundance. I just heard too, like start disconnecting cords from people. I disconnect my grandmother. I disconnect my mom. I disconnect my dad. And then start planting a garden for yourself of all the things that you want. Nurture it and grow it step by step.
Absolutely. And I just want to bring that up because you mentioned it. I love the term disconnect the cord versus cut the cord. Because now you got two wounds to deal with. And you can just visualize that grandmother or that energy of that grandmother. And I tend to do a counterclockwise circle against my body and just literally pull it on my belly button, so to speak, and just send it away with love and grace. It no longer serves me. Thank you. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for guiding me. And Sandy has a question. How to be able to have two-way conversation with animals. And it's funny because I converse with animals all the time. I'm just the one replying because it's what they're saying to me. And I say it out loud. It's pretty funny sometimes.
Okay, yeah. Easiest way to start with animals is just place your hand on their head and just connect into, just ask what is it you need. You'll feel the vibration. Talking to animals is no different than talking to yourself, really. It's all just you. You're creating it. They're just sharing that back to you through you. It's not looking at yourself as though you're separate from anything else. You are it. You are everything. You are all. You are one. Right? There is nothing else. There is no one else but you. Just like Tanya and I meeting is just because we need that. We wanted to see that frequency of vibration between the two of us. So in her matrix, this is how it is. In mine, this is how it is. So you can do anything you want to, really. As for light language, it just comes from the higher heart. So the more you tap into the higher heart of just pure unconditional love for everything and everyone, it will naturally just come. Most people do light language in their head first and don't realize it. That's what I did at first. I was doing Atlantean light. I'm like, what is that? And then my friend's like, just speak it. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, okay, go. And it just came out. So it's really just that basis of love. When I channel Olara from Mount Shasta, she's the only person who comes in right now. And that just is pure love. And when it hits your soul, it just pulls all your crap out. So all the light languages is just, you can look at his tongues, you can look at his vowels, you can look at it whatever you want. It's just a release. I'm releasing love to you, which is code, and you're releasing whatever it is that love needs to dismantle. So just look at it that way. If you stand in the mirror, don't look at your physical body, look at your eyes and look into your soul. What do you want to say to yourself? And just start with that. Place your hand on your higher heart and just speak it.
Yeah. I do tons of, me out in the woods is a whole nother story. Tony Michelle, 44, have lost mom and dad in the half year. Can't get my vibe back. Please help. Yeah. That's a tough one. You got to definitely give yourself a little space to allow, but what can you do for self? What can you do to nurture you? And remember, they are energetically with you. There's no such thing. If energy can't be created or destroyed, then we know that loved ones are always there with us. Ask for a sign that they're with you.
Yeah. I keep getting, I'll show you my tongue, but like right here.
Yeah.
It's like you cut yourself off from being able to communicate with them. It's like as soon as they died, you went, okay, no, I can't. So it's like you've stopped yourself from being able to connect to them over in spirit. So just call them in. You know what they look like. Just put that imagery of them in front of you, whether your eyes are open or closed, and just talk to them. Let them bring it back to you, because it didn't go anywhere. When people die, their soul just walks right to us. Heaven is 3 feet off the floor. So basically they're jumping on our heads all the time. Right? So if you look at it as though they can't go anywhere, then they're always with you.
Right.
They are at peace. They want you to stop worrying about them. I feel like you pace and worry about them. She's like, we're good, honey. You work on yourself. Like, worry about yourself, getting yourself back to where you should be. They've never left you. I feel like there's a lot of this was too quick. They're just showing me like it was so fast we left, and it's like they got pulled. She's showing me, your mom is showing you pulled apart, but then it was like they were both there. So it feels like they weren't ready for this to happen. She's like too fast. And so, but they're good now. They're like, we're back together now. So it's you reconnecting into them. Let your tongue come back into your mouth and let yourself speak it. I did some healing in your chest there. You hold a lot of grief. What could I have done to save you? What could I have done to change it? It's my fault. You got to let go of this grief you're holding.
Absolutely. It's all done. Peacefully Blid. Do you have any messages for me, please?
Lots around speaking up tonight. You hold a lot of tension in your jaw. It's like you're suppressing what you really want to say. I'm also picking up there's a male connected to this as well. Somebody hurt you as a young child and you're still holding that. You can feel it in your heart too, especially on the inside here. So just write a letter. Sometimes that's the easiest way. Just write a letter and then just burn it. Let it go.
Yeah.
As soon as you burn it, you're releasing that from you. So it's no longer needed. So we can let it go. Forgive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to go back to Angela for something quick. That no, your son is not a walk-in. He was just, how's he doing now? Anyways, back to here. In the beginning of, this is the last one, guys. In the beginning of 2024, I feel like some big shift change was going to happen. Last couple of months, I feel absolutely calmness. What changed? The feeling of a big shift to calmness. That's a good change. I like that change. That feels good.
Feels like you came into yourself.
Yeah.
Feels like you stopped chasing everything and just went, okay. Doesn't matter how much you chase. If you live in the moment of everything, if you live in the moment, watch how fast your manifestations will come. It's when we start to chase everything backwards and forwards in time, right? It's okay to go back and heal whatever's in your past that keeps reoccurring in that cycle and pattern we talked about at the beginning, right? That need to chase that. Once that's done, live in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guided to go there today. Then go. I want to go here. Go. Oh, I think I should go over here. Go. If you're stopping yourself from doing that, that's you. The universe is giving you that prompt. My guys told me to go to the gym today. I was like, cool. On the treadmill. Oh, look at that hot man in front of me. I get to watch you sweat. Okay. It's great. It's like watching TV. Thank you.
Right? Absolutely.
So it's just doing what you're guided to do. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be the silliest thing. Go for a walk. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you have going on these days? What would you like to promote? You've got yourself, obviously. You do one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Do
teaching. Any
one-on-ones.
trips?
We're still looking at Ireland. I just have to finalize one thing here before we go. So that's probably July or August. It's not going to happen in June. We've got just getting ready to relaunch Letting Go of the BS. That's an 8-week coaching program that is an absolute massive success. Quantum Level 1 is July 6th. Spots are filling up very quickly. So if you want a spot on that, grab it. If you want to learn how to do some quantum energy healing. And yeah, just lots of TikTok lives, lots of healing stuff, lots of new healing stuff is coming in. So just playing around with that. Had massive breakthroughs for quite a few people on seizures, no more seizures. Yeah, just blowing me away, really, just really humbling me into just helping, really. Looking forward to starting some stuff on YouTube as well.
Beautiful. Awesome.
What about you? What do you got?
I've already mentioned we've got our upcoming events at Vedette Lake and the island. We will likely do a Egypt, Greece in a year. And then I'm offering up Japan for next March as a ride along and see how I set things up. So to come and join and just cover your costs, so to speak, and experience what it's like how do we handle when something doesn't work out, and how do we handle this, and what I already can see Japan. So finally, it's been a while. I'm like, couldn't see it last year. I can see it now. Jade's like, I'm not getting naked for those spa baths, Mom. I'm like, no, but all the women are in their own space. No, I'm not doing it. I'm like, you might do it once you get there. But it's a beautiful part of it is they're all natural hot springs, and you get separated. And I was a little weirded out too, because since when do we get to walk around naked at our pools here? We don't, right? You would actually get kicked out. So it felt a little strange, but absolutely.
Well, you should just come down here. We have a nudist resort just up the road.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's one over in Kitts, but I don't need to go there.
Right? I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm excited to travel. Yeah, so excited to travel. We want to go quite a few places. So yeah, it's just allowing the universe to show us where it is and just showing up. I love the idea of meet and greets too. Like so many people I've figured out live by me, and I'm like, let's do a barbecue. So yeah, It's about connecting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I'll be up by you in July. I'm officiating a wedding in Edmonton. So
woohoo. When in July?
19th. I believe I land on the 19th, and then the wedding's not till the nighttime. And then I fly home the Sunday, I believe. So the 21st.
21st, we will be at Vedette. Oh, maybe you're coming by Vedette.
Maybe the night. It's all nighttime. So the wedding is the Friday, and the reception is the Saturday. So both are in the evening. So yeah, if it's
we're there, I would love to too. It's not very far, so we'll definitely stay in touch. Yeah, and Sandy wants to remind everyone. Sandy's so good. Unite for Humanity, 10 a.m. every Sunday. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's massive. Like it's so much fun too. Once you learn and understand it. Yeah. I have lots of stories of weather stuff too. So you can manifest anything in the weather that you want. Trust me. Just look at your emotions. What's showing up outside? That's a reflection of how you feel. So if you start to shift that, the weather will change with you, and you can literally just start stating it.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Focus on what you do want. Chuck the rest in the fuck bucket. Still, we're going to end up with t-shirts for that one, and maybe a mug. Here's my fuck it bucket.
I love it. Yeah, there's a manifester who has that phrase too. Chuck it in the fuck bucket.
Yeah, absolutely. It just doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. And we're running a special right now for 88 for private sessions for this month. So this month's almost up. And then anything you guys are looking for, let us know. And would you like to see Seraphina and I do an event together? Let us know that too. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Maybe
totally should.
Yeah, absolutely. When is the
I
next
would love
quantum class? Michelle is asking.
Quantum level 1 is July 6th. Yeah, the last class we had 29 people. It was amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing. They were blown away. Yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful. No,
Thank you so much, Tanja. This was just so amazing. And it's so good to connect. I feel like I've missed you
Yeah,
for like
right?
so long. I know
Yeah.
it's been so long since I've seen you. So no, this was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And so maybe we should be asking those that see this to comment in one of our groups about, who's in the area that would like to see Seraphina in person to do a meet and greet and stay a little longer.
Yeah,
She's
yeah. I'm
already
definitely
going to be
hosting
in
one at
Edmonton,
my house. Yeah,
right?
I'm definitely
No,
hosting
but
one this summer here.
exactly. And you're already out west. You can't just run back. You're going to have to stay a couple days. You know that.
I
You
have
can't
children.
you have to bring the kids with. Come on.
My daughter won't. No.
All
But
right.
yeah, I'll see what I can do. But yeah.
Okay.